All right, so next module that we want to focus on is document management and the struggles and challenges that we have, which is huge. And I know all of you want to hear more about this because everybody we talk to, they have challenges with managing documents. So again, we have spent a lot of effort in making it streamlined. I'll talk about that, but before that, so 47% compare errors and issues in construction documents. These errors and issues are not just because people are making mistakes, but they're also because there are so many different versions of it. People are storing them on their desktops, they're making changes. There's no single source of truth that you could refer to, and then at the end of it, merging them together, all of that misaligned communication leads to more errors and more issues that we have in that. 30% of the data is lost. So you can, I mean, forget about the errors. It's saved somewhere and it never actually makes it to the project. And when you get to the closeout stage, then you are hustling and trying to get those documents. And 50% of the time, because there are kind of three components of this challenge that we try to resolve. The first one is obviously the document creation. The second one is document storage. And the third, which is probably affecting larger part of the organization, is access. So at times you just fail to capture that data. So obviously there's no way to resolve it because the data has never made it into the system. So with that, I'm going to go into another demo here because I want to show you how we have tried to fix it. So the first piece I want to talk about is document generation. So what we have tried to do is to automate document generation. And the way we handle that is, so first of all, we have a document section, which is part of all of the phases. So it starts on the pre-construction or buyout even, then it goes into construction, and it has multiple locations in it. So for example, you can see I have all of these locations. I'm going to show you one of the locations here, which is the primary location I have. And firstly, not only do we have it organized like you see, it can be templatized to your liking and you can have any flow that you want in here. But more importantly, as we generate these documents, so for example, I showed you how you click on a button and generate submittal, or you generate RFI. We automatically store them in this respective folder. So for example, if I load all these folders here, you would see that I have in here a submittal folder. And any submittal documents that are generated through BuildFitters, they're automatically organized for you in the right folder. You don't have to go somewhere, find that information, or move it manually because you will forget to move it. It just stores it in one location. And then what it does is that it automatically brings it back for you. So you have it in one source. You can share it from that one source. It has version control on it. So as people make changes to it, you can track who is making what changes to it. You can revert back to the previous versions as well. You can easily upload documents directly in there as well. So for example, if you have a response that came in, if you're using our portal piece as part of the submittals and vendor management, then it automatically brings in even external documents and puts them in right folders for you. But if you're not using that, you can always go in and, for example, you can click on this folder and you can upload a document in here or drag and drop a document in there. So that's one piece. You're generating documents, you're storing documents, and then you're easily accessing documents. But then there's so much collaboration that is happening across the project. So you're not just storing documents by going into traditional file server structure, which I'm showing you right now, which is all of your folders like this. You're also at times generating documents when you're collaborating. So for example, if you're using Microsoft Teams and you're sharing documents with each other. So you see I have a location here that is specific to my teams. And in that case, what happens is that as you share documents back and forth within teams, they also get stored in here. And as I get to the Teams piece or collaboration piece, I'll show you how these documents automatically make it from Microsoft Teams in context of your project. So that's the second piece of that is being stored in here. And then obviously the third is that if you want to have a holistic view of all the documents that have ever been generated, you can click on that all locations, and now it is showing you everything. It is showing you your folders as well as your documents, and you can click on this load more and see all of them. That's kind of the core piece of our document management. We have this synced, but we give you a holistic view within that. But in addition to that, once these documents are stored, you can surface them in different ways. So you don't have to always ask people to come in here and access the photos that are generated. So we made like this nice photo gallery here, where you can go in here, you can choose your site. And as you select your site, we have an app for the on-site folks that they will use to add documents, and those documents also get automatically saved in context of the project in the right folder, but they don't have to go to the folder. They can have a nice view where you can just quickly go through those documents through this. Similarly, if you have any other documents that you want stored and processed in different ways, our system allows you to be able to do that as well. So with that, I'm going to go back to the deck again. So hopefully you were able to see how this system would eliminate the issues that you have. So think of it this way as well, that we have one location and all the phases buyout, pre-construction, construction can point to them. So you don't have to manually create copies of those and say, okay, now I'm moving from pre-construction to construction, so let's create another copy, because then you also have two versions and you don't know which version is the right one. But in some instances, you would need that. So we also allow you to create some copies and manage that through that as well. But we make it very easy for you to capture these documents. I showed you two examples, submittals and RFIs, but as we go to document creation module, you will see that we have everything templatized, as Nick was saying as well. And everything, once you make that data available in BoldBuild, you don't have to enter data again. You just click a button, it generates a document for you, and it saves it so that it becomes available for you within the context of the project, and you can search on it easily.